just a good old boy.
There's the Case IH booth. Got a lot of machinery. Got some planters, a few more things. Got a whole nother booth for just New Holland. Great Plains plows, planters, drills, all different kinds of implements that they carry. Let's look at this beast, 6715S. Come on, son. Here's a 6715S Massey Ferguson cab. Pretty similar to the other 5000S model. Now you can get the screen that comes across, and these they bolt right in here you can adjust with the knob. I don't remember if theirs is touch screen or if it's just the knob adjustment to flick it up and down. You can adjust. You can have electric spool valves, just a lot of different options that you can add to this thing. It's got 1550 and 2000 in this tractor. Same deal as the 5000 that we just looked at. 3-point, all of it's same. All of it's very simple and straightforward, where you can relate if you have one or the other. Forward and reverser on the loader joystick. Pretty much it. Got the little pad on the steering wheel right here to navigate your instrument cluster and everything. These have the telescopic steering wheel and everything. Very, very heavy built, nice tractor. Back windshield wiper switches over here, different ports and stuff, cup holders, storage bins, lots of different areas to put stuff. Here's all your fuse panel and everything for this tractor, so that way it's easy access. You got your ports right here for hooking up to monitors and different things. Cigarette lighter, a lot of different little things and stuff. But yep, that's it. The look down glass is actually poppable out too. You just push this up and you can take this glass out and clean it. There's the baler. We'll look at it now. Just a mean, aggressive looking front end on these things. I mean, they look good. Cab design, everything. This is the 6715S. Here's the baler. Again, we looked at this last year. We'll go over it again. Camless pickup, feed rotor, knives, single augers, roller wind guard, grease banks, all it now, oilers, heavy duty chains. Here's your drop floor. It also has a flex floor in it that works off those springs to help the hay flow. Come around here, you got your density cylinders that pulls down. They also have a spring assist on them. Tailgate latch. Right here is the feature I really like on these, is you can actually grease the rollers that's inside the chamber as well, where a lot of the balers you can't do that. So every roller, bearing, and everything is greasable on these balers. All your grease tubes comes down to these and goes to a grease bank like this all over this baler. Makes it life a lot easier. Here's your pickup chains, oiler brushes. Really well designed, good baler. Get up here on this platform. Take a look at this net system. Fold up the top. You look down in here, here's your net. Feeds straight down in there, and this whole thing pivots forward and feeds the net in. Down in there, those rollers down there. Here's a 6712 Global Series. This one has a Vizio roof, which ours doesn't have. This is the largest of the Global Series. You just hook it up here, pull a slap out, hook it up there, right in behind these, and it seals that, so that way you don't have to worry about the sun coming down on you.
It's hot, Daddy.
Yeah, it is a little bit humid, ain't it?
I have to go cover.
But other than that, it's pretty well the same as our 5400, or not our 5400, our 4710. This tractor does have 540, 540E, and 1000 though, by the way. Just to look, we got a 942 Fendt, we got a rotator fertilizer spreader, we've also got a sunflower disc. This is a Fendt 724 Vario and a rotator sprayer as well here at the show. And then all back across there is the Massey stuff. They've also got the grain carts. They're on the other side of the GSI bin. And then over here we have Fella implements and more Massey Ferguson stuff over there on the other side. So they have got, Echo has a lot of stuff here. Alright, so I've lost the audio somehow. This mic that I've got, it was a new setup I had for this show. I bought purposely for it. Did not work halfway, or just did not work through part of the videos I did. But you're going to see here in a minute some more of them. But this is the Fecons that you see in a lot of the YouTube ads at the beginning of the videos that grind up the stumps. And I've always wanted to see these things in person because I always thought they just look just bad or just nasty looking. The way they work and what they're capable of doing. And seeing them in person, they look exactly the same. I mean, these things are built like tanks. Really impressed with these things. Just how heavy they are. This one has rubber tracks, and the other one that's on the other side had steel tracks, more like a large excavator does. But just the beefiness and just the way those cabs look, just insane. Here's a M6 111 Kubota. We went by the Kubota booth and looked around too. Really impressed with the cab on this tractor. I will say this: some of the cabs, when you get in them, they just don't feel good, and when you grab stuff, it just feels cheap. It seemed like they'd really improved the cabs on their tractors and on these M6s. I really liked this cab. It was laid out nice. I love the armrest feature of having the controls on the armrest. I don't know why, but I really like that. I like the style when you have the spool valves that are electric solenoids on the armrest. More so than the lift and stuff like this one has. But I mean, overall, it was just a really comfortable cab. The two things I did notice is that the shifter on it would seem to be a little bit of a reach when I'm guessing it's in park. And then the spool valves are the same thing. They were a little bit of a reach, just sitting in the seat, and maybe move those a little closer or something. But this one actually did have a fully telescopical steering wheel, which is a big thing to me. I do not like the ones that just fold straight down and don't pull out. That's one thing I really look for, and I was a little bit disappointed with the Duets is they did not pull out. They were only fold down. Shuttle shifter was okay. Would like it to be a little bit longer than it is. It's a little short as far as grabbing hold of, but not bad. And I really like this feature. I have been looking for this and talking about wanting this for years. And my 5400 has this, but it's a little bit aggravating to get out. This one here just slides right out so easy. One thing I wish they would have done was put it on a track rather than just leave it kind of floating around in there. It kind of tilted down as you pull it out, and then the wing nut, when you put it back, it doesn't really pull up and tighten up real nice. But I mean, just the idea of it is just in a really good idea. I've been wanting to see that for years now. Pretty impressed. I mean, it wasn't a bad looking tractor. to me, it compares good with the Massey 5 5700 series. Even though it is a 6 series, just looking at it, it compared directly with more so with that than maybe the 6000 series and the Massey. But I mean, it would make a really good bale tractor, or just anything on the farm. Really like I think they're going in the right direction and making some nice improvements. I really like that cab that's on this cab here. This is on, I think, the 7000 series, the M7 that they have. I like this cab. They should have this cab on that tractor that I just showed you in the M6, and that M6 cab should be on their 5 series. Really like this cab here. Maybe not with the screen and everything and all that, all that, I don't even know what that thing is, all that stuff, but just the cab itself. I really like this cab, and the shuttle shifter on it was a little different, and it seemed a little better. It's a little longer. I kind of like that. That way it fits more naturally in your hand. But I like that cab. These loaders. I sat in one of these, and the more I look at these things, I've heard kind of mixed feelings about these, but I like this loader. Just the way it feels when you sit in it. It's just got so much room, and the fold-up door. The swing doors, if you don't have the loader position just right, you can't get out. And I really like the old fold-up style doors like this has, and I wish that all these manufacturers go back to it. And this cab was just big, and it just looks comfortable compared to what we have now, the New Holland, which the New Holland's a lot older. The newer New Hollands are more like this, but I really like these track loaders they have. I mean, they're just really heavy, and then the throttle pedal on the floor, huge thing, especially when you're doing something like hay. To have that as an option of pilot controls. If we ever do get another loader and it's an option that we can find one with pilot controls, I want pilot controls. I really like pilot controls in a skid steer, and just the overall seat in this thing was very comfortable compared to what I'm used to. They had all different kinds of implements lined up here. They had a stump grinder, they had a grapple, the blade, and then they had another blade for kind of like fine grading on this one, and then there's the mini there. But really good looking track loaders overall. I'm gonna walk over here and look at some more of their equipment. They had the tedder that's right here. Not a bad looking little economy line tedder. But I'm going over here first to this mower. This was one of the better cut mowers, if I recall correctly, at last year. Really like the fact that they have steel beaters instead of like a plastic or whatever you want to call it, kind of beater that kind of like the Coons used to have. I don't know what their Coons running right now. I didn't see their booth or get to their booth, but I like steel on those because they don't wear out as quick. I have the Vicon turtles on here, which this is all this mower is Vicon. This is a Vicon mower, but I will say this: the later days of Vicon, as a lot of y'all know, the machinery was not as heavy, and it seems like Kubota's putting the heavy back in. Was not a bad looking mower. Not real crazy about the drawbar hookups, just a preference of mine, but this one here did pivot. I do like that as an option, but the flex up and down on this one is, I can't remember who it is. Somebody has the flex up and down. That was another problem that we had with ours that was that way. I prefer a 3-point hookup, but everybody's different. So I don't know. There's a little tractor there. I couldn't tell what the number was. I think it's like 5200 or something like that. But here's a look at the little tedder that they've got here. Not too bad looking, a little economy line tedder. Here's a Wood-Mizer planer that I saw while I was walking through. These Wood-Mizers are so cool, how they work, and just the way they you can control them with the little remote controls and work them back and forth and do this. It's just fun to watch these things. I would love to have something like that someday. All right, this is the new 604R Premium, which is a little bit redesigned from the old baler that was the Lely. They took the technology out of it and kind of redesigned it a little bit. Still a lot of similarities. Lights, grease banks, drop floor, rotary, poly bands, single augers. Really good looking baler. Here, heavy chains. Got the spring tensioners, which I really like, instead of just the pull down slats. It's a really nice setup. Oilers on this baler. Really heavy machine. And there's the new 604R Premium as well. Heavy chains, spring tension on these, on the pull downs. Really big, beefy density cylinders, heavy duty chains all the way around. Poly bands, feed rotor. We got some good looking balers here. There's the rest of the R's. Let's go meet Cotton Top.
Up in the, you know, pull yours up, man. Come on. I got him all jacked up. He's gonna make a video, but I'm gonna make a video too. So, I found Cotton Top out here at the Expo, so I figured I'd have to come by and see. That's right. Check him out if you hadn't checked him out yet. They cut all kinds of timber, trees, everything. They've got every kind of log. He does a little mini excavator work. He's here with Husqvarna chainsaws and stuff. Y'all go check them out. Really good channel. That's right.
Alright, so here's some footage of them doing the cutting up some logs at the Husqvarna booth, doing some of the carving. What you're about to see is mine and Brian's video from SLC Farms. I lost it did not record any audio. Brian, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to try my best to voice out this as it happened. Hey everybody, we ran into SLC Farms here at the Expo. Man, tell them about yourself.
Hey guys, it's Brian, SLC Farms.
We're out of York, South Carolina. We're down here at the Sunbelt Ag Expo. We come here just to see this guy right here. We didn't care nothing about the equipment, just to see this guy. We drove 6 hours down here with Gerald Farms and listened to him just so we could see this guy. Oh man, I had to have some fun with Brian. He's one of my buddies on here on YouTube. Brian, I'm sorry I lost the audio, but man, y'all go check out Brian at SLC Farms on his channel. Alright y'all, we're in the Agco booth. We ran into Gerald Farms in here. Gerald, would tell them about your channel.
Hey y'all, my name's Jackie Gerald. We do a farming channel. We raise cows, produce hay, and go to a right good bit of dirt track racing. Check us out if you get a chance.
Go check his videos out, they're really good. He built a homemade rebaler out of a old New Holland baler, wasn't it?
New Holland chain baler.
New Holland chain baler. It unrolls the hay, he's got a table and everything. You gotta go see that. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen anybody do. Alright, we also ran into Walsh Farms here. So tell us about your YouTube channel.
Hey everyone, my name's Tony Walsh. We're a new channel with only 24 subscribers, so I hope this shout out here helps us out. But we're out of Blackshear, Georgia. We farm peanuts and cottons, and just so hope you'll watch our channel and give us a thumbs up and like what you see.
Alright y'all, that's it for the Sunbelt Ag Expo. The funny part though about Brian or SLC Farms and my video that we did together is we actually did one together in first, and then my wife forgot to hit record, so I didn't get any of it. So then me and Brian had to talk again, and it didn't record the audio. So what I actually did in the first part, when Brian's actually talking, when he says hey, is that's actually the audio from Cotton Top's video, and I cropped it in, and Brian just so happened to say the same thing at the beginning, and I thought I did a pretty good job cropping that in. That was pretty slick. It worked out better than I thought it was going to. I tried to do a little bit more audio from Cotton Top's interview with Brian to kind of make it sound like he was actually talking, but it just didn't work out. But sorry, Brian, again. Y'all go check out SLC Farms. I mean, he is super nice guy, and you will not meet a better, nicer guy than Brian. So go check him out, and Gerald and everybody else that was in the video, Cotton Top and whatnot. Cannot say thank you enough to everybody we met, talked to, everything, other YouTubers at the show, viewers. Man, the support that everybody has for our channel is just, I mean, there's no words to explain it. I just want to say thank you to everybody that watches and keeps up with our channel and tunes in and shares videos, hits the thumbs up, subscribes, just everybody. It really means a lot, and we really appreciate y'all's support on the channel. And going to these shows, it recharges my batteries. Honestly, I've been kind of running out of ideas and stuff, and just kind of getting tired. And then after going to the show, it's like I'm all excited again to do videos. And after you do this for a long time, it does wear, and that's what gets me going, is going out and talking to everybody, meeting everybody, seeing the support from people that watch all the time that really love the channel. And it just means so much, because I'm just a regular guy like anybody. I'm who I am, and I'm just out here with a camera filming, and I'm no different than anybody else. And to see people actually want to listen to me or watch is pretty dang cool. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's ever watched or anything. And the show was just awesome. I mean, it was great. If you haven't been, or you're in the area of the Sunbelt Ag Expo here in the Southeast, come look at this show at least once. There's other shows, I guess you could say, like it, but to me, this is one of the premier shows here in the U.S. Just the scale that this show is and what it covers. I mean, it's livestock, it's timber logging, it's landscaping stuff, it's construction equipment, there's hay equipment, there's livestock equipment, poultry equipment. I mean, it's endless. Grain equipment, and it just goes on and on and on. And then you get to see a lot of this stuff demonstrated. That's the thing that sets this show apart from shows like the one in Kentucky or other shows around the country. A lot of the shows you go to, you just see the equipment. The difference for me in the expo is the demonstrations. They're running tillage equipment, they're running sprayers, they're picking cotton, they're harvesting peanuts, they're I think they do planting too. I'm not sometimes I'm not 100% sure. They do so much. They're cutting wood, they're running planers and using sawmills and everything at this show, showing the products and what they do. Livestock exhibits. They have I think they do like 4-H competitions and stuff at the show, and just all different kinds. I know they do sheepdog herding contests and stuff. It's just endless what all is at this show. The equipment, if you have questions about equipment as far as its capabilities, you can literally walk out in the field, just say hey, and see 8 to 9 different manufacturers' mowers. And even some manufacturers even bring multiple different mowers from their lineup and run them in the field, and you can see balers, tatters, just it's endless. Rakes that they have there for people to look at. Tractors, they have test circuits for you, or areas for you to drive some of the tractors around and actually get a feel for the tractor before you buy it, and dig and all kinds of stuff. Sprayers, last year I seen them doing crop sprayers, spraying crops across the field. It's just crazy how much knowledge you can gather from the show if you're thinking about purchasing a piece of equipment, and you can actually look at multiple different brands. It's an exceptional show. for producers to go to figure out what direction they want to go in the future with their farm, as far as products and stuff that they feel like that we feel like can better our farms and help us make more money. That's one reason why I love to go, is I can actually see stuff that's going to make us more profitable here on the farm, learn from it and move on. All different kinds of people, experts, product, little booths set up for just individual people trying to get a product launched that they've come up with. It's just crazy how much stuff is at these shows. And I really think if you're in the Southeast or anywhere in the country, I think this should be one of the shows that you try to come to at least once just to see it. Everybody I talked to that was there from YouTube, and really anybody there, everybody was super impressed with the show that hadn't been there before. Last year, I think I was the only one filming that I know of. There might have been two others last year from YouTube. But this year, there was just so many people there from YouTube. And I don't know how many people come up to me that was there from YouTube and said, man, we've seen your videos last year. We wanted to come check the show out. And they were super just amazed with the scale of stuff that was there and just everything that was going on. And I hate it because the day I went, they didn't have the demonstrations because it was raining. And that was the bummer, because that's my favorite part of the show, is the demonstrations. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. Hopefully, we'll be able to go back in a couple years. I'm probably not going to be going next year due to family issues or some stuff that I'm going to announce soon that we've got going on. But I don't know. We'll just have to see. It's super expensive to go to these shows, stay in a hotel and everything. They always jack the rates up in these hotels at these shows when they're going on if you don't get your room booked early. Such as like going to Kentucky or something. It's a long ways for me to go compared to the Expo. The Expo's 4 hours for us, so a drive. But the Expo, or not, the Kentucky would be a very long way to go up there to that one. And I want to go to that show eventually, but it's just not going to work out for the next couple of years probably, unless we get invited or something to come. But just can't say thank you enough to everybody. And thank y'all for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.